Good afternoon. It is July 27th, 2021, 5:30 p.m. I would now like to call this meeting to order and ask that you please rise for the invocation and pledge of allegiance.
Loving Heavenly Father, thank you for all you have done, are doing, and shall do in our lives. Thank you, dear Lord, for yet another day to do your will for our lives. It is our hope that we all find our purpose. We come to you this hour asking for your blessings and help as we are gathered together. Guard our thoughts, decisions, and our hearts so that it glorifies you. We pray for guidance in the matters at hand and ask that you clearly show us how to conduct our work with a spirit of joy and enthusiasm. Give us the desire to find ways to excel in our work, to take the city of Orange to levels like never before. Lead us so that we may work together in a way that is always pleasing to you. Lord, you are the name above all other names, King of Kings. We ask that you will forever cover us with your love, kindness, and mercy forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Salter. On to item 3, motion. Motion finding that the advanced posting and notice requirements of Article 8.1200 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Orange, Texas have been met in relation to all minutes and pending ordinances and resolutions on this agenda, and that the reading of such items be confined to the captions as are agreed upon by the ordinances and resolutions. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Mr. Burge?
Aye.
Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Ms. Salter?
Aye.
And I say aye as well. Motion passes. On to item 4, citizen comments. At this time, comments will be taken from the audience on any subject matter, whether or not that item is on the agenda. All comments are limited to a maximum of 3 minutes for each speaker. Your comments are appreciated. As the Texas Open Meetings Act does not allow the council to respond to items not listed on the agenda, your comments will be duly noted by the council and forwarded to the appropriate department for prompt consideration. A member of the audience that desires to speak during the City Council's consideration of any specific agenda item is requested to notify city staff prior to the start of the meeting. The first name that I have on my list is Mr. Nicholas Jackson. Please come forward to the podium, state your name, your address, and you have 3 minutes, sir.
Hello, my name is Nicholas Jackson, live at 1513 West Cypress. What is my next?
No, that's fine. Just your name and your address.
1513 Inwood Drive,
Yes, sir.
Orange, Texas. I come here today to speak about the Navy Park and about things that we need out there, like restrooms. We need to when the kids go out there and play, like for the parents to have some of the shade part, to be able to sit down and watch their kids. I come to talk about the concrete need to be fixed, for the sidewalks and things like that in my matter. I feel like that as a community, when you go to every other park, we see all this other stuff at their parks, but when we go to our side of the town, they don't have all that, like I brought my kids out there last week and I had to sit in my car because it was so hot. I had to let my AC run because there was no shade. My little boy 4 years old, so it's like, it's really for me best to stand outside the car to make sure that he okay because, things happen out there at the parks. So that's what I wanted. That's my, what I feel like something need to be changed out here for us.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda, we have Mr. James Ross.
I'm James Ross. I live at 1021 Claremont Drive here in Orange, Texas. Been there all my life. I'm also here to speak on the conditions at the Navy Park. Like Mr. Jackson spoke on earlier, The shade, there's lack of shade there. There's concrete, there's no restrooms in those areas. In order for me to bring my kids and my grandkids there, I mean, if it's time for them to use the restroom or something, we have to load back up and go and let them dispose of whatever and then come back. So I think, we, at one time when I was a kid, we had the restrooms and things like that. And I do understand that there has been some upgrade in that area. And we really do appreciate that. I'm from the east side, born and raised. And I'm just asking for, what I'm here to speak on today, is like Mr. Jackson said, few other things to be upgraded to make it more comfortable for us parents and grandparents to come out, bring the kids, and allow them to enjoy themselves. Our splash pad, they love the splash pad, but it can also be upgraded as well. So, but I'm not going to complain about the things that we do have. I want to speak on the things that we really do need. As far as benching, the benches and all that, a lot of that is cracking up where the concrete is up. Just more upkeep in that area. I don't think that's asking too much of our community, for our community. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And please know we're not responding because we don't want to. We're not allowed to if it's not on the agenda. So we appreciate your concern, but I just want to make sure that we can't respond unless it's already on the agenda. But we will get with you about your concerns. And thank you both. All right, next we have Mr. Bruce White.
Bruce White.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good afternoon, all. I'm from 30 Circle E, Roselawn, Bruce White. Been there 7 years. I got 13 grandkids that's in the neighborhood all the time coming to see us. And I got uncles and good friends live right there in the Roselawn area with us. We've been robbed numerous times, and the worst thing that's happening right now is this speeding. This speeding is way out of control. I'd like to have 2 grandkids hit. When I say hit, I mean from here to that counter, car doing 80 miles an hour. We have a video of it. Nothing's been done. I mean, it's simple as putting a speed bump, putting law in there. This just needs to be addressed. We're fixing to have a big refinery come here. We're going to have all kinds of people moving in here. We need to get this under control pretty quick before some little kid gets hurt. Then you know where it goes after that. It's just going to get worse and worse. That's all I got. So help me out with that.
Yes,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. And I also have Gerald Rogers, Sr.
Yes, sir. First off, I want to say thank you for the opportunity to come here and speak. What I'm talking about here is a property that I own in the Cove area. It's 201 East New Jersey Street. And this has been a while back in the year '07. Myself and another person that was on the property deed at the time, Shirley Pearson, went to court before Judge Pennington, and she was wanting to repair the structure. It was damaged after a hurricane and all, and I didn't have no intentions of doing that. So we come to an agreement to demo the property, okay? He gave her 30 days to get all her belongings off the property, out of the structure of the house that was there. Okay, well, she didn't do that, all right? Actually, she moved some other guy in there that had paroled out of prison, and he was supposed to fix the house up. That was their agreement. Well, he didn't do that. So the judge gave me her 30 days from May the 23rd to get her stuff out, and then gave me 30 days after that to demo the property. So I went over there with a bulldozer and bulldozed the house down. I mean, some of her stuff was still in it, she didn't get it out. I bulldozed it down to be in compliance with what the court told me. All right, then we went over there and removed several loads of the debris from the premises. Well, the city sent another man over there, which I have the name of the company, that went over there. They picked all the debris up, and then they charged me for the whole demo, which was $3,650. Well, the property, the market value is only $1,756, okay? So since the year of 2007 to 2020, it has went up to $12,900 something, with interest, I guess, compound interest, which is ridiculous, and I'm willing to try to come to some kind of an agreement, negotiate the property, to get it down or something within reason. I would pay it off, and also the back taxes. I'm just stating here that maybe if I could get some type of, agreement on what we could do about this, because I mean, it's just totally ridiculous. Something's worth $1,756 and you got $12,911 on it, So I'm just asking for some agreement to be reached for that.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Okay, is there anyone else who would like to address the city council at this time?
Yeah, I got something else too on there.
That's fine.
Sorry, I didn't bring this up at first, but again, I'm James Ross at 1021 Claremont Drive here in Orange. Recently, we had an incident that happened there at the house. Someone traveling down there on Claremont Drive hit my wife's car while it was parked in the yard there, and it knocked it into the neighbor's yard. Well, the guy's car flipped over on its side, there in front of our property. When I got outside, the guy was climbing out of the car, and I spoke to him. Of course, I was upset. I spoke to him, and he told me he was coming down Claremont Drive, which in the area in Claremont, there's only 2 entrances into Claremont. That's off Bob Hall and off of Cordray and 10th there. He tells me that when he turned down Claremont Drive, he set his cruise control on 35. I got the video. It was on channel 12 as well. But he hit my wife's car, pushed it into the neighbor's yard, flipped his on its side right in front of our property. Way too fast. Way too fast. I said to the police chief, well, the fire chief and the captain that came out on the scene, that came to call for the call, that something has to be done about that. He's not the only one that comes up in that residential area there, and like I said, that's one of the main streets going into Claremont. I feel there's some speed bumps or something that could be put, because there's kids with basketball goals. If you pass through there's kids with basketball goals on the side there in their yards where they shoot basketball, and they're in the road, they're shooting basketball, and they have to move it out the way. But when somebody is coming down that residential area, if you're going that fast, let's think about it. If you're going that fast to hit my car and flip yours over to the side, that's entirely too fast. So imagine the kids that's in there riding their bicycles and everything. Then it's a route for the school buses as well. So I think something needs to be done there. We need to put some speed bumps, if it's every 50 yards or whatever, down that road, that would slow it down. That's what I would suggest.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, is there anyone else who would like to address the council at this time? Okay, thank you for your comments. We will now have to move on to city announcements. Mr. Coons?
Mayor, the only thing I got to ask everybody, remember Sergeant DeVault. He did pass away. His services are pending at Proctor Mortuary in Beaumont.
Okay. Yes, very sad.
It is.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that at the end of the meeting. Thank you, Mr. Coons. Sure. Item 6, consent agenda, June 22nd, 2021, Orange Economic Development Corporation meeting minutes, and also July 13th, 2021, regular city council meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Can we have a motion and a second? Mr. Burge?
Aye.
Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Ms. Salter?
Aye.
And I say aye as well. Motion passes. Item 7A, consider a resolution approving an EDC infrastructure grant agreement with Team Elevate LLC at 823 Henderson Avenue, Orange, Texas, 77630. The first reading was July 13th, 2021. Mr. Trahan.
Yes, sir. So this is a follow-up action step in terms of the project. Just to refresh your memory, it was estimated at a $300,000 capital investment, of which we're targeting a $95,000 EDC incentive. And so this is part of the public action process in terms of finalizing that project as it's currently under construction. I'll turn it back over to you, Mayor.
Okay, is there any comments or questions for Mr. Trahan? Okay, if not, do we have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Can we have a motion and a second? Mr. Burge?
Aye.
Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Ms. Salter?
Aye.
And I say aye as well. Motion passes. Item 7B, consider a resolution approving an EDC infrastructure grant agreement with Red Plaza LLC at 2948 16th Street, Orange, Texas, 77630. First reading was July 13th, 2021. Mr. Trahan.
Yes, sir. So again, this is another one of the projects that EDC has undertaken. Capital investment of $200,000 for the expansion project that's to the north of the current location. And the EDC incentive that we're considering in terms of the final step in the process is $78,000. And again, it's a reminder, this is always in the form of a reimbursement grant, subject to final inspections based on project completion and a certificate of occupancy. So I'll turn it back over to you, Mayor.
Okay, do we have any questions or comments? Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Burge?
Aye.
Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Ms. Salter?
Aye.
And I say aye as well. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Item 7C, consider a resolution authorizing City of Orange, Texas to enter into a contract with the State of Texas, the City of West Orange, Texas, and the City of Pinehurst, Texas, for the construction, maintenance, and operation of a continuous highway lighting system for State Highway 87 at MacArthur Drive. Mr. Coons.
Mayor, council, again, we talked about this probably back in June. This would be the agreement between TxDOT, the cities of Orange, West Orange, and Pinehurst to try to illuminate MacArthur Drive. And they, while they didn't have a specific date when they start, they kind of projected maybe October, November, somewhere in there.
Okay. All right. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Can we have a motion and a second? Mr. Burge?
Aye.
Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Ms. Salter?
Aye.
And I say aye as well. Very excited about this. Definitely a much-needed improvement to the what we call MacArthur Drive, also known as State Highway 87 area. Several deaths have happened over there in that area the last few years, and so hopefully with this lighting system, we'll be able to prevent that from happening in the future. So very excited. Thank you, Mr. Coons. Item 7D, consider a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute an agreement with the Southeast Texas Regional Planning Commission for the city to participate in the revision of the Regional Mitigation Action Plan, which is being coordinated by the Southeast Texas Regional Planning Commission. Ms. Brown, sorry.
Mayor, Council, this is so when we apply for our FEMA grants, it shows that we're in compliant and we're trying to mitigate whatever problems we're having within the city.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Brown. Do we have any questions or comments for Ms. Brown? Okay, do we have a motion and a second?
Motion. Second.
Can we have a motion and a second? Mr. Burge?
Aye.
Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Ms. Salter?
Aye.
And I say aye as well. Thank you, Ms. Brown. Oh, you're gonna be here for a while. Okay. Item 7E, consider a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute an interlocal agreement with Louisville Independent School District for the use of their facilities for the sheltering of authorized city personnel and equipment in the event of a natural disaster. Ms. Brown.
Basically, what we're looking at, if it's going to be a Cat 4 or better, so we can go a little bit further north. I think if we're, if it's a Cat 3 hurricane, we'll be okay in our end of the city, but as we learned last time, it'd be a little better to go a little bit further north, so just trying to be proactive and get something lined out.
Make sure those roofs are ready, huh? All right, I'll make a motion because I know.
Second.
Can we have a second? Mr. Birch?
Aye.
Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Ms. Salter?
Aye.
And myself, I say aye. Thank you for getting on top of that. We appreciate it. Item 7E, 7F, consider a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into an updated mutual aid agreement with the Southeast Texas Regional Planning Commission to include Jasper County. Ms. Brown.
Recently, Jasper County was added to our TDM region, and so the Southeast Texas Regional Planning Commission is actually one that handles all of our, mutual aid agreements, and so this is just updating that mutual aid agreement. It hadn't been updated since 2014, so.
Okay. All righty. Any questions or concerns for Ms. Brown? Do I have a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Can we have a motion and a second? Mr. Burge?
Aye.
Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Ms. Salter?
Aye.
And I say aye as well. Thank you, Ms. Brown. Items, hopefully we never have to use any of these things. Item 7G, consider a resolution awarding a contract to BDS Constructors LLC, DBA MK Constructors in the amount of $2,531,842 for the Cooper's Gully Concrete Lining Phase 2. Mr. Wolf.
Yes, Mayor, Council, thank you. We recently opened bids on our Cooper's Gully Stormwater Concrete Lining Channel Project Phase 2, and we're pleased to bring to you a recommendation for award in the amount of $2,531,842. And this is actually more than what we have to work with. We have really about 2.1 million, but what we did was to select the reach of the channel that we could get closest to as far as our bids go. We looked at bids on 5 different lengths. And so the second length, the second overall longest length, we chose that one because that, with a change order not to exceed 25%, will bring us back down to where we need to be to spend. We don't want to leave any money on the table.
Yes, sir.
We want to spend all of our grant money. And so this takes us out as far as we can go and even past where we can go, but we'll be able to bring it back in by a change order valued at no greater than 25%. That's a GLO requirement. The next agenda item is that change order.
Gotcha.
And so we recommend that you award it to MK Constructors of Ider, Texas in this amount. And then the next agenda item, we're going to decrease the amount to what we have to work with.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can you tell us tonight where that project, because I know it's probably going to start behind the old wine gardens, and so how far are we going to get?
That's correct. We're going to fill in the gap we jumped over. We're going to tie it into the section we did at 3rd Street.
Yes, sir.
We're going to fill in that gap under the 2nd Street Bridge. We're going to tie in, and then we're going to pick up at the west end of where we left off in Navy Park and extend it all the way across 6th Street, pushing, hopefully we'll get to somewhere around 8th Street. I'd love to get to 10th, but I don't think our money will allow us to get quite that far.
It's still a good distance, though.
It's a good distance.
That's a very.
It's gonna make a big difference.
It's $2.1 million worth.
So 8th Street is, it's kind of like right there behind North.
It's
Yeah.
a dead end.
It's a dead end.
You know, it's a dead end street. Off of Rain, it's a dead end there.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And if possible, maybe we can mix up some extra concrete and fix those sidewalks at Navy Park while we're doing it.
We definitely, in our new budget for next year, we have money
Yes, sir.
that we've requested, and if council will approve it, we'll do a sidewalk contract to
I wish
fix
they would
everything.
needs
stay.
it.
No, and that's when I wish people would stay longer to hear.
They could hear that.
Yeah, now they have to wait till we catch up with them
Yes,
later. Okay, I will make a motion on this one.
Second.
Can we have a motion and a second, Mr. Birch?
Aye.
Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Ms. Salter?
Aye.
And I say aye again. Thank you, Mr. Wolf.
Thank you very much.
Item 7H, consider a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute change order number 1 with BDS Constructors, LLC, DBA MK Constructors for the Cooper's Gully Concrete Lining Phase 2. Mr. Wolf.
Yes, Mayor, this is a deductive change order. It takes money away from the base bid we just awarded. So
Right.
this brings us back down to what we have to work with. Plus, I still have a little bit of a cushion. We have a little bit of a cushion built in. So we recommend that change order 1 be executed at this time.
Okay, do we have a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Birch?
Aye.
Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Ms. Salter?
Aye.
And I say aye as well. Thank you, Mr. Wolf. Item 7I, consider a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute change order number 1 with Texas Materials Group, LLC, DBA Gulf Coast for the Riverside Pavilion paving and drainage improvements. Mr. Wolf.
Yes, Mayor, we're actively working down there in our Riverside Pavilion, our brand-new pavilion. We're reworking drainage. We're reworking the old parking area, the old Destroyer Boulevard there, the sidewalks, the culvert drainage boxes. We've encountered during the course of the construction, and because of the close proximity of the river, the high water table this time of the year, and some unsuitable soils that we encountered, we've had to do some additional excavation to the project. And so this change order addresses the additional excavation, getting out the muckety muck, if you will, and doing that. We've got some, we just recently on the second change order, it won't be a change order to this magnitude, but several $1,000s. wash gravel that had to go in. So we really got to do that foundation right for it to last.
Yes, sir.
And so this is change order number 1, and it's in the amount of $13,891.13. We recommend that you approve it.
Okay, do we have a motion? A second?
Motion.
Can we have a motion and a second from Ms. McKenna and Mr. Birch? And Mr. Birch?
Aye.
Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Ms. Salter?
Aye.
And I say aye as well.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Wolf.
Thank you.
We appreciate your expertise.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Leanne's gonna have that thing booked every weekend, right? There we go. All right. On to item 8A, consider a motion waiving and/or adjusting permit fees for 90 days for repairs to property due to damage from Hurricane Delta. Mr. Nall.
Yes, sir. This is for your consideration whether you want to continue waiving these fees as a result of Hurricane Delta
Okay. Do I have a motion to continue?
for 90 days.
90 days, yes, sir. Motion.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion from Mr. Birch, a second from Ms. Salter. Mr. Birch?
Aye.
Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Ms. Salter?
Aye.
And I say aye as well. Thank you, Mr. Knopf. Item 8B, consider a motion suspending section 12.611-11-C1 of the Code of Ordinances for 90 days to allow parking, use, and occupancy in a recreational vehicle or travel trailer by a property owner due to Hurricane Delta-related damage. Mr. Knopf.
Yes, sir. This is for your consideration to consider extending this, allowing people to live in an RV or a trailer as a result of Hurricane Delta.
Okay, do we have any questions or comments? Okay, do we have a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
We have a
For
motion.
90 days.
Yes, sorry, I keep forgetting that part.
Yes, sir.
We have a motion and a second to extend another 90 days. Mr. Birch?
Aye.
Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Ms. Salter?
Aye.
And I say aye as well. Thank you, Mr. Knopf. On to item 8C, consider a motion authorizing a payment to Lion Elastomers Orange LLC for the refund of a portion of the industrial district contract amounts for the tax years of 2019 and 2020 in the amount of $308,594.57. Ms. Zito.
Yes, Mayor. In 2020, thereabouts, Linus Elastomers purchased Firestone, and when one company purchases other, that's when they do their property values and they get everything revalued. They did that. They protested their values and they won a judgment. So they presented the city with the judgment and the agreement for the refund. So therefore, we do have to refund this $308,594.
Sounds good. Okay. Do we have a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Mr. Birch?
Aye.
Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Ms. Salter?
Aye.
And I say aye as well. Thank you on that, Ms. Zito. Definitely want to be a great neighbor and steward of people's money, get it back to them properly. Item 8D, consider a motion acknowledging receipt of the quarterly investment report for the period ending June 30th, 2021. Ms. Zito.
Yeah, so this is the investment report for the city as of June 30th. All cash and investments is $37,523,050. We do have the one CD at First Financial, which will renew next month for $249,951. Cash at Wells Fargo, $37 million. Still not earning very much, as we discussed at the EDC meeting, but we're hoping rates will come back, and we're working on seeing other options. I just honestly haven't had time lately. It's been a bit of a summer for us. We do compare our rates with our benchmark. The benchmark is the Treasury bill rate, which is 0.04 as of June, and we're earning about 0.02, so we're not far off our benchmark. It's just everything is just very, very low. But we hope that it'll come back and we can do better in the future.
Thank you.
Okay. Do we have a motion acknowledging receipt?
Make a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Burge?
Aye.
Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Ms. Salter?
Aye.
And I say aye as well. Thank you, Ms. Zito. On to item 8E. Consider a motion acknowledging receipt of the Orange Economic Development Corporation financial report for the quarter ending June 30th, 2021. Ms. Zito.
Yes, this is the financial report for the EDC that I presented earlier. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Okay. Any questions for Ms. Zito? Okay. Any motion and a second?
Make a motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Mr. Burge?
Aye.
Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Ms. Salter?
Aye.
And I say aye as well. Okay. 8F. Consider a motion acknowledging receipt of the Orange Economic Development Corporation Investment Report for the quarter ending June 30th, 2021. Ms. Zito.
Yes, and this is the investment report for the EDC that I presented earlier at the EDC meeting.
Okay. Any questions or comments from Ms. Zito? Okay. If not, do we have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Mr. Burge?
Aye.
Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Ms. Salter?
Aye.
And I say aye as well. Okay, thank you, Ms. Zito. All right, on to item 8G. Consider a motion approving action taken by the Orange EDC in the form of a motion of intent to approve an EDC incentive with Little Cypress Groves LLC, MLK Drive, Orange, Texas, 77632 for eligible infrastructure improvements in an amount not to exceed $300,000 for the purpose of economic development. Mr. Trahan.
Yes, sir. This is a follow-up to the EDC public hearing that was held prior to the council meeting. I would like to call your attention to the renderings that basically show the site layout as well as some model homes that are being considered for this particular project. Just to get our bearings, it is in the MLK area, just west of Meeks Drive. And basically what is being proposed by Derek Peliquin and his investment group is potentially up to 182 new homes that will be constructed over a 2 to 3 year period in the $180,000 to $200,000 range. There will be probably up to $2.1 million in infrastructure improvements that will be going in, and the EDC is considering the request at $300,000 to help offset the infrastructure cost of this development, and basically a rough estimate in terms of the value that it will bring to the city of Orange, $36 million in new project investment whenever it's completely built out over a 2 to 3 year period. So this will position it for the 60-day waiting period as we work with our legal team to actually structure the EDC grant agreement, and then we'll move forward with additional public action items. So I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
No questions.
Okay, no questions. Okay, we have a motion and a second.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion second. Mr. Burge,
Aye.
Ms. McKenna,
Aye.
Ms. Salter,
Aye.
and I say aye as well. Thank you, Mr. Trahan. Okay, on to city manager report.
No report.
A report. Okay, do we have city council report starting at my left?
What I had a constituent call me yesterday. This is Kimberly Gray Carter, and she called me concerning some property next door to her mother on 1004 Cooper Street. And she said she's reached out multiple times, but this property, the grass is taller than the fence, and there's rats and stuff are coming to, to her parents' yard. And so she called me with that concern.
All right.
So,
Thank you, Mr. Burge. Ms. McKenna?
Just want to thank everybody for coming. It's great to see everybody here, so it's good to hear what's going on in the community.
Okay. Ms. Salter?
I really don't have anything to say. Thank you.
Okay. I want to thank everybody that came out tonight. There were some very interesting comments concerning Rose Lawn, the Navy Park, and then a situation in Cove. And it's awesome to see that people are coming out and letting us know how they feel. Better yet, it's even more gratifying when we're able to give them an update of that we're already working on some of those things. One of the things that I do want to announce tonight, as far as having conversations with Mr. Kunst, our city manager, and Mr. Trahan, our assistant city manager. Last year in the budget, we put about $30,000 into the litter force. And so now that we're on this year's budget, we're making adjustments and moving things around. I don't know exactly what number I want to talk about just yet, but we'll bring it up on another agenda item. I want to see those numbers increased from 30,000, because one of the ideas that I've spoken with them about is these properties that are around town, such as what Mr. Burge just complained about. And so if there are a property which is a lot size or an acre size, I would like for us as a city to begin looking into how much we will pay for that amount size of property to be cut. And then what we can do is look into finding contractors within our city limits that are available to provide this type of service. And if we have properties that are affirmed by our code enforcement, then those properties can be cut on a monthly basis to where the amount has already been set. And once the property has been cut, they can come and receive their payment from the city. So I know there's going to be a whole lot more to it than that. Right now, it's in the idea stages, but I think it's one of the ways that we can add to the litter force, which is cleaning up trash, beautifying the city, and then now finding a way to tackle these abandoned properties. The city of Orange is very limited in our funding for such things. And we really have been pushing to try to change the narrative on keeping Orange clean. And so it's going to take some efforts from us on finding new funding for that. But I definitely wanted to bring it up tonight because speaking with the city manager, we're also talking about looking into these properties, as the gentleman from Cove spoke about, and to finding ways to mitigate some of those funds that they can't afford, to make sure we can find ways to bring those properties back to a reality where they are profitable, not only to the community, but also the citizens and the city of Orange. So with that being said, thank you all for your time, for coming out. God bless, and do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Can we have a motion from Mr. Birch, a second from Ms. Salter? Mr. Birch?
Aye.
Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Ms. Salter?
Aye.
And I say aye as well. City council meeting adjourned. Thank you.